What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city you're representing, what state you're representing. If you're outside of the US, let me know what country. I'm gonna give a few shout outs and then I'm going in. And let me know also what you guys think. What do you think is a surefire way to break the generational curse of poverty in your family? What do you think it is? Let me see how many people are game on. Also, let me know if you can hear me clearly. Smash up the likes, family. Smash up the likes. Smash up the likes. I see no username from Dakota, Illinois. Tiffany Brown, Mobile, Alabama. Good afternoon, Mercedes, San Antonio. All Things Natural, Indiana, what up? Jerome Walker, appreciate that. Also, family, if you want to skip the line, jump in that super chat. That way we make sure that your comments go recognized. What up, FT? Okay, so the question is, what do you think the answer is to breaking the generational poverty curse? I got an answer for you. I got an answer for you so cold-blooded, so good, so on point that it cannot be disputed. It cannot be disputed and anybody can do it. You don't even have to have a first grade education. It is very, very simple. All it takes is some patience. Very, very small investments. Automatic. Best investment you'll ever make, the most guaranteed investment that you can make. What is it? Shane Thomas says, teaming up. Stop the religious BS is the way. New York. What up, New York? Somebody says, stop going to clubs and stop tricking. Okay, you stop going to clubs and stop tricking, but that don't answer it. You know, because you can stop going to clubs and start doing something else, pick up another bad habit. You could stop tricking and pick up another bad habit. Tiffany Brown says, change your mindset. Matt Davis says, real estate. We got a troll in here, so we're going to go and get rid of you. By the way, your mama should be embarrassed and your daddy should have pulled out. I'm not going to even give you no recognition. I'm not going to even tell people who you are. I'm just going to block you and have you looking stupid like you always do. I know you're looking at me right now saying, I hope it ain't me. I hope you don't get me. I got you, sucker. I got you. I don't play no games with them over here, man. I don't give them no shine. Come over here with that. You're not getting no shine on my channel. I have no patience for them. What's up, Mercedes? Jerome Walker says, start new family. Start new family means? S. Bleasy says, parent involvement. New York says, educating our people on financial matters is the way to break the generational poverty curse. Felicia Thomas says, self-discipline, a dream and hard work. Let's see. And the Jesus is what to predict. Men Annie Sin Hotep says, praying to the slave masters, Jesus is what put us in this predicament. It's the blood of our ancestors who died for us, not no Anglo-Saxon Greek hippie named Jesus, Jehovah, blah, blah, blah. Thomas Gibson says homeowner ownership equity. What's up, Be So Wavy? Galveston in the building. Okay, family, I'm gonna go in. The number one way, the easiest way, the most certain way to break the generational poverty curse. Drum roll, please. My hands are moving a whole lot slower than my tongue is. Insurance, family. Life insurance. You are guaranteed to hit. You can't miss. Take out a life insurance policy on yourself. If you have elderly parents, make sure you have insurance policies on your parents. Even if they're not elderly, you should have an insurance policy on your parents, especially. Parents who are not selfish, who are not self-centered, understand that, and they would not take exception to that. Unless, of course, you got some type of family dysfunction going on, and they'd probably be like, oh, hell no, you ain't taking no insurance out on me. You might try to kill me. And I understand that fear. I understand someone would have trepidation for something like that. If they have discourse in their, if they have this a problematic type of family situation, I can understand that. But in general, one should take out insurance policies on family members. Parents, especially, should have insurance policies on themselves. When you die, you will die. Unlike playing the lottery. Lottery is like, I mean, it's one of the biggest hustles and gambles and scams that you could ever participate in. Most people are never going to hit the lottery. If they played it 1,000,000 times, they're not going to hit. But if you get a life insurance policy, you are guaranteed to hit. Let's say your whole life has been a struggle. Let's just say you've never been able to hit that lick, really secure the bag. Your whole life has been, man, I got to get up, work this 9 to 5 or work this salary, whatever. And you never just had enough to really just ball out, and I mean consistently ball out. I'm talking about for years. You never got that, you never got to that point. Maybe you had some moments where you hit a little lick where you had some extra money. Maybe you had an extra 10,000 to play with, or 20,000 or 30,000, but that it really ain't no money if you are not taking that money and making some smart investments. Because you could take $20,000, $30,000. If you make smart investments, you can actually become a millionaire. Most people don't have that tool set to do that. They don't have that skill set to do that. right? So for most people, something like that just is not, that's just not realistic. Most people are going to try to enjoy themselves for a change. They're going to probably try to go take a vacation or go buy something nice that they've been wanting to buy. They're going to want to take their spouse somewhere nice, do something nice for the kids, do something nice for themselves or their parents. So coming into a windfall is just not one of those things that happen often, right? So you look at the different situations in life that you can say, well, I've been working my butt off all of this time and I just have never been able to get over the hump. Maybe getting over that hump is not for you. Maybe, well, actually, maybe it is for you, but it's through your children. We have to get used to the concept of really affording our kids a better life than we have for ourselves. We have to get used to that, being that vessel. You know, sometimes your greatness manifests through others. Perhaps, you know, you were a talented basketball player, or you was a talented debater who could have been a lawyer, but you didn't, for whatever reason, life happened and you didn't follow through. Perhaps you could have been a stylist, and, you know, it's just gotten to the point to where you're saying, well, you know, I think my time has passed. Whatever it is, sometimes you're in a position and you learn and you get the information that you get so that you can pass it on to somebody else to give them that greatness. That's what Richard Williams did with his daughters, Serena and Venus. He loved playing tennis, but he knew that he wasn't good enough to play on a professional level to where he could dominate. But he instilled that work ethic and he taught his daughters how to play the game. And they became great tennis players by way of their father, who gave the world one of the greatest, or two of the greatest gifts that the world has known, Venus and Serena Williams. So some of us have, you know, might be, you know, may have been good singers or rappers, right? But, you know, maybe we were just average, or we were okay, or we were just above average. But then with the knowledge that you have and with your DNA, perhaps, you know, you bring a child into the world who has that natural gift and has skills just beyond your imagination. Think about Steph Curry. His father, I believe it was Don Curry is his father's name. His father was a sharpshooter. His father was very good. He played in the NBA also. But Steph is great, exceptional, easy, first round Hall of Famer. You see what I mean? So this thing, this insurance, you're guaranteed to hit. Everybody gonna die. Every single one of us is gonna die. You can insure yourself or you can insure someone else, or both. But if you insure yourself, I'm talking about the parents. If you insure yourself, when you die, you get a big enough insurance policy. When you die, and also you make sure you give your kids that information that they need to make sure that they know how to handle money. You know, they can be fiscally responsible. You know, teach them how to be responsible with the money. Then, you know, you can pretty much rest in peace that you're going to break that generational curse, that financial generational curse, if you get a big enough policy. You get that $500,000 policy, $1 million policy. This is something people have been doing for years that a lot of poor people or people that are low income have not done because they don't think that they can really afford these large policies. But these policies are not as expensive as one may think, especially if you get them when you're young. When you have an older person you're trying to insure, it's going to be a lot more expensive to insure an older person. However, if you have let's say a parent who's about 70 years old, 68, 70 years old, on the high end, maybe they'll get another 20 years out of this, right? So even at another 20 years might put them at 90. Maybe over 20 years, you spent, let's say $150,000 on a life insurance policy, but it's $1 million life insurance policy. So when they die, you're up, what is that, $850,000, roughly. So, and there's different types of insurance policies. I personally think that the permanent policy, I believe that permanent is better than term. That's what I believe. But everybody have to think about what's best for themselves. But I personally, I like the permanent policies, that include whole life and universal life. Those are policies that you don't have to wait to die to take money out of it if you need it to, let's say, making an investment or emergency or something like that. But speak with a financial consultant or do your own homework, do your research and find out for yourself what's best for you. But that life insurance policy is the way to go. You are guaranteed to hit, ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You will hit. It's way better than playing the lottery. It's better than investing in real estate. It's more certain than investing in the stock market. It's more certain than going to get yourself a restaurant or a nightclub. You're gonna hit. Now, maybe you invest in a life insurance policy and you do something else, but that life insurance policy is essential. I would suggest that everybody get one, and definitely have one on the parents. The parents, you got to have one on your parents. Now, for those of you who are sitting back thinking to yourself, well, I ain't getting no life insurance policy, so some fool could be riding around in my car, sleeping in my bed. And I'm gonna tell you, like I told the whole world on a song called Nothing to Show that I wrote for the Ghetto Boys. Stop marrying them hoes. If you feel that way, that the chick that you with is going to just bring some dude up in your house soon as you die and have them all laying up in the bed and walking around in your robe and your drawers or whatever, driving your car, just clowning, stop marrying them hoes. And that goes both ways. That goes for the women too. Stop marrying them hoes and you won't have that problem. You're either gonna ride with somebody or you're not. If you're with somebody, if you have a significant other and you're committed, you're in a relationship and you're committed for the long haul, you should be giving everything that you got. Otherwise, you're wasting your time and you're wasting the person's time who you're with. You're either with me or you're not, man. You're either with me or you're against me. Ain't no in between. I don't understand these relationships where people are in these relationships and they don't trust each other. Like, if you don't trust each other, if that's a toxic relationship, it's time to get out. I understand people trying to hold on for love and hoping that things turn around and all that stuff. Hey, you know, I get it. Give it a little time or whatever. But hey, man, you know, 20 years, 30 years, that's a little bit too much time right there. So if you don't trust them, you know, I suggest that you bounce because you're not being the best that you can be, and that person is not being the best that they can be. You need to be in a situation where you can be the best human being that you can possibly be. And you know, anything else is uncivilized. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Let's see. Jerome Walker, teach family generational wealth. What's up, Dean Titley? Jules Vern. Build wealth, think long term. Yeah, that's what we got to do. We got to think long term. Stop living just for the moment. You know, I mean, you handle up in the moment. You know, you handle up in the moment, but you plan for the future. Yeah, I have absolutely no problem having a life insurance policy and leaving mine something. I have absolutely no problem with that. I think it's very responsible to do something like that. The trip part about it is that we'll have a hang up about getting insurance, but we have no problem dying and leaving our family members to hold the bag and beg for money to bury us. That's embarrassing to me, man. That is very embarrassing. And I can tell you right now, almost every family I know that has went through that, including my own family, you know, not my immediate family, but I'm just saying my members of my extended family, they've all had opportunities to have life insurance and make it stick. They've all had opportunities to save enough money to whereas if something did happen and they had to bury somebody, that they could. But you know how a lot of people like to do. People like to just, you know, spend money on what they want and beg for what they need. This happens a lot. You know, I'm not trying to, you know, act funny or try to be uppity or whatever, but I think it's important that I shoot straight and tell it like it is. It's time out for holding folks' hands, you know, holding grown folks' hands. You know, I think we gotta speak direct. We gotta be live and direct about these issues. Just like we live and direct when something go down in the hood, or a cop does something, or one of these old slow teachers do something to one of these kids, or somebody wear blackface, we gotta be just as passionate about making sure that we leave our babies something, because they didn't ask to come in this world. They didn't ask to come in. So it's incumbent upon us to make sure that we try to make this ride as easy as possible for them. You know, to me, I think it's a travesty to even bring a child into the world when your money ain't right, because what you're gonna do is put them at a social disadvantage, hence continuing the generational poverty curse. You know, if you're already in poverty, if you're already impoverished, why on earth would you bring a child into the world? And I know I'm talking to a lot of people who already then took that step. But if you've taken that step already and, you know, but things didn't work out for you like that, or things, you know, things happen and, you know, you didn't plan and, you know, you was broke and you brought a child into the world, Well, it's not too late to get it right. You know, it's just not too late to get it right, but you got to start somewhere, and you got to start at some point. And starting at some point is not continuing to complain and think about how bad things are. Think about that I'm alive, I'm well, I got action. Let me start planting the seed today. You can do it, but you gotta be confident that you can do it. You gotta believe that you can do it and just do it. It's kind of like, I remember like my credit was like toe up. And I'm like, damn, man, it's gonna take forever to try to get this stuff off my record and all of this stuff. And right now, I need to make some moves right now. I need to make moves. I need to make some moves right now. My credit messed up. And I just kept thinking, I was like, well, you know, damn, if it take a year, that's too long. I need to make some moves right now. But in retrospect, a year is nothing. A year is nothing to get your credit straight so that you can be all right for the rest of your life, you know, so that you can get out there and make some moves and, you know, take care of some business, make some investments. A year is nothing to make that investment in yourself. So look, I'm not a financial advisor, so don't go out there and do something then say and fall on your face and say, I told you to do it. You know, I'm just, you know, just a man trying to give y'all, you know, some information. Okay, so Braysure says, can you recommend a few reputable life insurance companies? I mean, go with the big ones. You know, go with the Aetnas, the Liberty Mutuals. You know, go with the big ones. You know, you know, some of those life insurance companies, they've been around for over 100 years. I would go with one of those. That would be a safer bet. But make sure when you get that life insurance policy, you understand what it can do for you. Understand what your role is, what your obligation is, and what their obligation is. And just know that once you understand that, as long as you don't lapse in coverage, as long as you don't miss those payments, you can collect. But you got to make sure you know what type of insurance policy you have and how long that insurance policy lasts. You know, is it a term policy? You know, or is it a permanent policy? You got to know those things. I've known people who've gotten life insurance policies and they had been paying, you know, $15 a month for 15 years. And then when it was time, when they died, the payoff, it didn't even cover the whole burial. Only covered like $4,000. You know what I mean? That's ridiculous. I remember these insurance agents used to prey on the hood. They come around every weekend knocking on doors, trying to sell insurance to poor people and trying to sell insurance and collecting money. Yeah, this insurance is better than trying to get a loan. It's better than trying to get a loan. If you got the money, anybody, they'll insure you. They'll give you the insurance. If you got the money to pay, they're gonna insure you. And when you die, you're gonna get paid. Yeah. Yeah, and make sure, you know, you if you have children, if you have multiple children, make sure you have you have a will, and you direct who you want to be the executor of your estate, how you want that money broken down, so there's no problems. Okay, this is a good comment. Lord Green said, I know a guy who just got 150K and an acre of land after his grandmother died. When my grandma passed, we got debt. Insurance is very important. Real talk, y'all. I cannot stress enough to you how important it is to get some insurance. It is very affordable. It's more affordable than you can even imagine. Insurance is very affordable. All you got to do is think about the stuff that you waste money on every year. I mean, every week, every month. Think about that. All of us, we do it. All of us got stuff that we waste money on every month, month after month after month, stuff that we don't need. These are things that fill our desires, things that we want, but we don't need them. Insurance is a need. You get the right insurance policy. Let's say your parents got an insurance policy and they die, God forbid your parents die. But when they die, we all gonna die. So they die. They leave you with $250,000, $100,000, $1 million, $500,000, whatever. You got kids. And now you got a little something that you can do to help them out a little better. Maybe you got kids in college. College can be very expensive. You sitting on $1 million, that $1 million will go a long ways into taking care of your child's college education and making sure that they can start with a clean slate when they leave college, where they don't have any debt. Because that college debt, that's another way that they keep people in debt, keep you going through that cycle of generational poverty. Real talk, man. Lady D says selling dinner plates ain't gonna cut it. Damn, real talk. Berlin Outlaw, what up? Appreciate you. Corns for the cause. And that's a good note. I appreciate y'all. Life insurance, family. Life insurance, life insurance, life insurance. Who is this jumping in? Super chat. Roll the tape. Let me give a shout out to my boy Richard Rich. Roll the tape. Good brother, good channel. Keep up the good work. That's what's up. That's what's up. Richard Rich. Appreciate you, homie. That's gonna do it for me, family. I'm finna get ready to go, and well, actually, I got a little meeting to take care of real quick. But after my meeting, I'm going to check out the Astros. Well, we did them boys bad last night. Who watched the game? Did them bad. Astros, the Washington Nationals thought that the series was over. I know all of their fans, boy, they couldn't wait for the Astros to roll up into that stadium. They thought it was over. We even now. If we can pull this game off tonight, y'all know we're going to wrap it up at home. But until then, family, until next time, it's been real. It's been very real. No more talk.